Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Friday Flips. I'm your host, Johnny Neweggs, and today we're flipping Tom Jones. You know Tom, with the hat and the arms. Tom. It's Tom. Today we're flipping the sounds of Tom Jones, which actually isn't fully a Tom Jones record. I think I found this in a dumpster or something. I have no idea where. So it's just instrumentals, which is like the best thing I could have asked for because I would have had to been swerving around his vocals anyway, but it turned out so fucking cool. This one definitely went more of a hip-hop direction. Like the first thing that comes out of this one side of this record is like the perfect hip-hop thing. It honestly sounds like a faster version of Yonkers, the instrumental of Yonkers by Tyler, the Creator. So let me show you what I did with it.
Come thrifting with me. That's awesome. This last year.
Immediately with this flip, the first thing that played was like the best thing that could have happened. Again, this is all an instrumental thing, so it was like kind of lending itself to being flipped. But this is the first sample, so this is the main thing running through the whole track. And the original sample of that sounded pretty similar. I just kind of time stretched it to the tempo of 108, but this is what that sounds like. Next, there was this really high-pitched, like, note of some kind, but I took it and I pitched it down a few semitones and up a few semitones. I just kind of made a little melody with it, and that sounds like this. It's sort of like a flute-type sample. I also just threw some delay on it for some movement, and this is the original. Next, there was these orchestral stabs. There's a lot of them in Tom Jones kind of stuff, like the very like big bandy. So I took one of them and pitched it down, like I guess a semitone, and then the next one I pitched up 7 semitones. And the original sample of those little orchestral stabs is this here. Next, there was this like rising instrumental sound that I took and just kind of panned hard left and hard right, and it kind of like swoops in every 4 bars, or there's 2 every 4 bars. I don't know. You'll see what I mean. And the original sample of that sounds like this. So I took this other orchestral stab, and it was just like so triumphant. It was just like, and I made a hi-hat out of it. So the pattern just goes like this. And that original hi-hat sample comes from this here. There was like a slight tambourine that happened, like a whisper of a tambourine that happens. So I cut out all the information here and just left this high end and boosted it just a little bit so it could cut through. And the tambourine sounds like this. Next, I just used a kick and a rim shot from Splice, just because I couldn't really find anything like thumpy or anything. And that sounds like this. And lastly, I just used a standard 808 because only what I was reading is that back in the day, they used to use tubas or trumpets or trombones or something instead of bass because it wouldn't translate through the gramophones properly. So you wouldn't be able to hear the bass parts. So they would use the tubas or whatever to make up for that. But in this case, I just used an 808 and that sounds like this. And I just added this intro in. It's kind of like a spooky little, kind of like crawling string thing. I don't know. This is what I use just for the intro, though, before everything else comes in. Okay, guys, that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe and tell your own mother about it. I'm going to go mix this. It's going to play right afterwards. So thank you again for watching. This has been Friday Flips. Thank you very much. See you later.